Hey everybody, welcome back to Skill Check. I'm your host today, Garrett, and I'm joined with Colin. Again, this is kind of our update show where we kind of just podcast and talk about our thoughts about things going on. And right now we're just trying to get through all the chapters, all the factions, and just everything there is to do with the new 10th edition.
We really need to come up with a name. Just come up with a name for the podcast.
Yeah, we'll cross that bridge at a later date, though. First off, we're getting into Blood Angels today. We're going to go over all of their things, their stratagems, their detachment, everything like that. Without a further ado, we're just going to get into it. The Red Thirst. Add 1 to strengthen attacks of a unit that charged.
I like it.
It's good.
It is. It's simple. I like it.
It's good. I don't know if it's better than the stock Space Marines ability, because apparently you can still bring... like Blood Angel. I don't know how it all works. Not gonna lie to you guys. But this versus the normal detachment Space Marines, tough contention on which one's better. Because advanced charging once per game, so good.
I'm actually looking at the Warhammer app now. So yeah, if you guys don't know, the Warhammer 40k app is free right now for Battleforge, which lets you build your army. Currently, yes, you can take a Blood Angels detachment using Sons of Sanguinius, which gives you the Red Thirst ability, as well as you can take the Gladius Task Force as a Blood Angels detachment. So,
yeah, I'm all about it. But let's move on to their stratagems. Maybe this will sway me more. Basically, Angel Sacrifice is when one of your characters dies in any phase. Until the end of the battle, all Adeptus Astartes units get rerolled a hit roll against that unit.
Yep.
It's pretty good.
Death Visions.
Yep. Aggressive Onslaught. This is, you get to consolidate 6 inches instead of 3 inches. But only if you end in engagement range. So it doesn't work if you're trying to do this to get onto an objective. So just keep that in mind. It's a little bit wacky. Armor Contempt. This is the main strat I think we're going to see for every detachment for Space Marines. I like that they're doing this.
I believe it is in every one.
Yeah, I believe it's in every detachment. I like that they're doing this. Like, this is a core fundamental stratagem that every detachment will get of this army to make them feel a little bit more cohesive and know what to expect. Especially something so strong as Armor Contempt.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on, Red Rampage. This gives lethal hits and Lance. +1 to wound on the chart. It's very good.
It is very good.
Yeah, and you can use it in, it looks like either player's fight phase. No restrictions or anything, so that's all around just great. Moving on to the Sons of I don't know, I said Sons of Sanguinius. Only in death does duty end. I was reading the top, not the stratagem. This is 2 CP fight on death, basically. No rolling a CP fight on death, though. So, it's 2 CP, but you always fight on death. A lot of the other ones make you fight on death on like a 4 or a 3+. This one's just everybody fights on death. But I believe it does cost 2 rather than a lot of other people's 1. All around pretty good. Relentless Assault is okay. It's fallback and charge, not fallback shoot and charge.
I mean, it's pretty good for Blood Angels that are high movement and you're all about charging. So.
I really wish they would have just made it fallback shoot and charge like all the rest. It made it like 2 because then you'd like see some more use out of it.
I don't know. I'm happy with the 1 CP. I mean, Blood Angels aren't known for their... they're not known for their shooting capabilities. They are known for charging head first into the fight phase.
That's fair. Okay, moving on to enhancements. This is a different take, Artisan of War. This is like the Artisan Crafted Armor, except for it doesn't give an invuln, it gives a 2-up save, and it gives additional armor penetration to a melee weapon. Seems pretty good.
Is it just melee weapons? I believe it's bearer's weapons, isn't it?
It is bearer's weapons. I thought it was only melee weapon. Realistically, it's only going to come up in melee. I don't think there's too many characters that you're throwing this on that you're really looking for. I mean,
well, he's a named character. Never mind.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, it's like when are you gonna actually bring this on other weapons? Most notably, I guess this is good on a Psyker because then they get the gun and the psychic power. So like a Terminator would get bonus penetration on both. It's okay. Archangel Shard. I think this is very lackluster. Usually anti-chaos 5+ and Lance.
I'm running it every time I play against you, buddy. I am not
That's
gonna lie.
fine. That's fine. It's just such a. It's just like, oh, one in like every 5 games.
Yeah.
This is relevant, like based off of just like how many factions of the game are chaos and stuff. It's just like very mediocre. Visage of Death. Yeah, it halves OC of enemy units that are in combat. It's like okay.
Uh, I I don't know. You could do some tricks with it and just kind of have that as the I'm gonna run at your your objection or objectives and try to take it from you. I don't know.
The Icon of Angels, I actually think is pretty good. It's just basically force a desperate escape test on enemies, but if they're already battle shocked, they take an additional -1. So on a 1, 2, and 3, they fail instead of a 1 or 2. I like it. It just forces
Pretty cool.
the check, so people are already hesitant to fall back.
Yep.
I'm all about it. Okay, moving on to the first person, we got Asteroth. This model I actually think is sick. It's getting dated a little bit, but I still think it's an amazing model. He has the Executioner's Axe, which is only 4 attacks, Strength 6, AP3, 2 damage, hits on 2s, but it's got devastating wounds, and he's got a bolt pistol. So like very, very lackluster on that front, but his abilities kind of make up for it. Redeemer of the Lost, while he's leading a unit on a 4+, do not remove that model, they fight on death. It's pretty great. I love that ability, especially on Blood Angels.
Well,
And
he
then
can only join death companies, so
I think that's
they're.
this gimmick for a lot of them now, is that they can only join Death Company.
I think a lot of they really did. They really honed in on the death company
I
stuff.
also didn't realize that he is a chaplain.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
didn't
He is a
know that.
chaplain.
Huh. But Massive Doom is the other big one. You get a whole bunch of attacks with these Death Company Marines, and you just give them devastating wounds once per game. It's really good.
Yeah. Death Company Marines, just for people out there, each of them have a minimum of 3 attacks, without talking about the added 1 attack on a charge.
Yep.
So you're talking at least 4 attacks at a 5-man squad. That's 20 attacks with devastating wounds.
Yeah. Like I said, I think this guy's cute. I don't think he's anything crazy.
I think he's worth running. If you're leaning into the Death Company Marines, I think he's worth it because uh, people don't know this, but Death Company they need a chaplain within 12 inches of them.
Or they don't have OC or objective
Yeah,
control.
they lose their 1 OC if they don't have it. So I think it's worth. He's 100 points. He has good attacks.
He's got okay 4 attacks is not where you want to be at strength 6, I feel like. I feel like he's very lackluster on the attacks front.
Nah, he's a buffing character.
Fair. The fight on death is why I really think about this guy.
Deep Strike's just really cool too.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to the Ball Predator. This thing has basically all the same options as most other things. I think the main gimmick is the Ball Flame Storm Cannon, which is pretty good now. That Strength 6, AP2, 2 damage. I think it was AP3 last edition, but the relevant part is that it's a torrent weapon. You in Overwatch with these are pretty cheap. It can advance and gains assault. I like it.
I do too. I think Ben was onto something. My buddy Ben that wanted to play, I think 3 of them. So
yeah. He did play 3 of them at the end of the
Did he
last
really?
season. He learned his mistake, but now I think they actually are good. If you bring the flamer, oh man,
Yeah.
it's just good Overwatch. Just good 18-inch Overwatch for your ally marine. It's great. I think it's fantastic. Brother Corbulo. I think his stat line is actually almost, other than his melee weapon, is identical to the normal sanguinary character. I can't remember the name of it. Sanguinary priest.
Sanguinary Priest?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're gonna double check this. I'm pretty sure they're almost identical.
Sanguinary Priest, stat line.
Yeah, there
Yes,
we go.
exact same stats.
Yeah,
I
it's
believe.
exactly the same except for the weapon. Everything else about him is the same as just the sanguinary priest. Maybe he has more wounds, but I was very shocked to see that he is actually just like identical to the normal one.
Nope, he has the same amount of wounds.
Does he cost any
He,
different?
he has different abilities. So he does have different abilities.
Does it? No,
He
wait.
has
I was
yeah,
just
he
looking
has
at
the
this.
red grail, which adds 1 to the attack characteristics of weapons in the unit, and
Oh,
then
it's
the blood
armor
power
penetration.
gives you +1 AP.
Okay, it
Yep.
is plus. Okay, I was like, why are they identical? I was scanning out. I was scanning out of this, and they're very far apart from each other. So I was like, why are they like the same thing?
Yeah.
He's okay.
Well, I mean, he is 75 points versus a sanguinary priest, or that's 100 points.
Yes, but
Honestly, I don't know. I'm kind of rocking with Corbulo.
so before I spew other things that are incorrect, going back to the sanguinary priest real fast. Hold on, where's he at? I believe the sanguinary priest can just join better units
I think that is the case.
because he can only
Sanguinary
join
priest.
firstborn marines and stuff.
Yeah.
Where I believe the sanguinary. Oh no, they both join the same units.
Huh.
Awkward. Yeah, I like these guys all infinitely less. That they join almost nobody that I want them to join.
So the thing about a sanguinary priest, though, is as you can see what's on the screen right now, you can attach this model to above unit, even if it has something. Corbulo does not have that. So
Yes.
you can only have him leading something.
Yeah, I'm underwhelmed by both.
Yeah, I don't know. Depending on, I don't know.
They're pretty lame. Captain Taiko, I love this character. I think it's so cool that he has 2 versions in every codex. His model is extremely dated though. But while he's leading a unit, you gotta do one of these 3 things: give assault, heavy, or rapid fire 1. It's like okay. First time I allocate, basically, first time attack is allocated to him, he gets Super Saiyan. He gets double the attacks of his weapon. Then again, his weapon is also pretty mediocre, being strength 4 if you want 2 damage. All of their melee weapons of the Angels so far have been very underwhelming for what I thought Blood Angels would be.
Yeah, are you talking about like the specific Blood Angels?
All the named characters have been underwhelmed with their melee so far, but that could change very soon.
Who knows?
I think he's okay. I'm not wowed by him. Also, his limited unit choice that he gets to join to are pretty lackluster still.
Vanguard veterans. Everyone can join Vanguard veterans.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to the Chief Librarian Mephistan. This guy's pretty cool.
One of my favorite models that I own. I
Oh,
really need to get around to actually like painting him up to a good standard, but one of my favorite models.
Well, first off, he is one of the few models that have 2 hazarded weapons, so he can't just die because he's 6 wounds if you roll double ones on these hazardous. But he does have a good melee weapon, I think. I think he finally does, and I think his psychic is not terrible. It's pretty good, like just anti-chaff.
That sustained hits 3 is
Oh, dude.
pretty hot.
It's so
It's
good when
pretty
it
hot.
happens.
Yep.
But yeah. Feel no pain, 4+ for the unit from Psychic Hood. Always fights first for the unit. And then he gives a bonus of a weapon skill on a 2 through 5. And on a 6, he worsens the enemy weapon skill, right?
Yes, and attacks.
It
Worsens
worsens the weapon skill of the enemy unit and weapon skill and attack by 1. Yeah.
So he is so cool. Mephistan is awesome. Do you want to know the one downside that I have for him?
What is it?
If you want to flip over to who he can join.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. Assault,
It's
Intercessors, and Stern Guard.
So limited.
Yeah.
I guess if it's, I don't know.
We need a jump back unit so bad for Marines. It's also crazy to me that he can't join Sanguinary Guard. Every named character should be able to join Sanguinary Guard.
Why? Just because they're considered like
They're
the
literally
bodyguards? I mean,
bodyguards of like your
yeah,
warlord and characters. What do you mean? Of
yeah.
course.
Well, I mean, like, I get it, but
What do you
I don't know.
mean?
It. I think that should be a special thing on the Sanguinary Guard data sheet, maybe. Who knows?
I would
I don't
just
know
say
how you
every
set
named
up.
character should just be able to join Sanguinary Guard. Every named Blood Angel character should just be able to join them.
Sure.
Commander Dante. He is a little bit worse, I think, than his recent counterpart. And by that I mean
He.
he's a lot worse. But
Can I tell you my hot take
yeah,
for Dante?
sure.
Um, I actually like the old model better.
Ooh,
I know that is a hot take, but I am a fan of the old Dante.
old Dante was so stumpy though.
It was so silly that it was like kind of funny. Like don't get me wrong, the new model is good.
I like new Dante.
The new model is good. I'm not gonna take away from it, but I think when I when I field my Blood Angels next, I'm probably still gonna run Stunty Don or Stumpy Dante.
But yeah, I think he is very okay. I definitely think he's much worse than his previous counterpart. Um, he's just all right. He's definitely not as good as he was. Death Company Dread. The big gimmick in this, it's Death Company still, and it's 6 up Feel No Pain. So he's OC0 if you don't have a chaplain within 12 inches. Um, that's a pretty notable downside, because I don't think you're going to want to be running too many chaplains. But maybe if you're going for a full Death Company list?
Yeah, I
Eh,
mean, if you're running Death Company, it's kind of just something that you know that you have to include them. So, I don't know. I like the new Death Company rules way better than last edition. So,
Uh, Frenzied Reprisal is a pretty good ability. Each time an enemy unit targets this model, after it's finished making an attack, it can choose if it's the shooting phase or fight as if it was the fight phase. Pretty good.
yep. I'm a huge fan of it. I actually will
No like
probably.
restriction or like one use only or anything. This seems pretty good.
Yeah, it's really good, and it's not even 200 points. It's 195. Yes, it's not crazy for the points, but it is still a T9 8 wound model with a 2-up save.
With a 6 up
And
feel
a
no
feel no
pain.
pain. Yeah,
Yep.
with a 6 up feel no pain. Like it
You
is
can also
durable.
take the Magna Grapple for +2 charge vehicles and monsters, which I think you'll probably take a lot. You don't really want to be using that CP on smoke. You really want to be using it for. You really would like to be just using this guy to charge monsters and vehicles faster.
Is
Than
there why? I mean, with War Gear being free now, why wouldn't you take it? Because there's
smoke.
no down. I guess. Yeah.
It's smoke.
I don't know.
Yep. Moving on to Death Company Intercessors. These guys are interesting. I am shocked they are called Death Company Intercessors and they didn't just lump these two together with the way they've been going with all of the other data sheets that are like
What do you mean? They're
Vanguard
still
vets.
tactical.
What?
They're still tactical Marines and intercessors.
You're right, but Stern Guard and Terminators are both Primaris and not Primaris at the same time.
Well, oh,
Did you
okay.
not know this? Yeah. This
I
is
did
a
not know.
yeah. They announced that Stern Guard are not only Primaris, but they're also not Primaris, and same with Terminators. That's why Primaris models can join them and stuff now, in like weird
Weird.
situations. Yeah. So I don't know why they didn't just lump these together with that same philosophy in mind. Because they've been doing that now. Is that nothing? If you notice, there is no Primaris keyword.
Yeah, well, I knew that they got rid of the Primaris keyword, but
Yeah, that's why. Because they've now started lumping them together. Just to make these crossover things, so they don't have to say if something's Primaris or not.
gotcha.
Yep. These guys are okay. They got a bunch of attacks. They're cute. I don't know if they're really great. Not having a chaplain nearby is devastating. I just feel like that's not. I don't think you want to depend on your characters to just give this OC to your units. Like that just seems like not where you want to be in as a faction. So I'm pretty middling on these guys. They can fire Overwatch and Heroic Intervene for 0. That's like cute, but like I said, I just don't think these guys are where it's at.
I don't know. I mean, they're 90 points for Intercessors.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, how much? Yes, you're gonna have to run a few chaplains. So you run Asteroth.
This is my problem. You're good until you have to add something to make these guys playable, because they are actually unplayable at OC0. You cannot bring an OC0 unit to the game. They just can't do things. They just can't do the mission. It's only a downside not to have a chaplain, and they're not cheap enough to counteract that downside. Like, you have to bring like 10 units of Death Company and a chaplain to pay off the chaplain.
Well, I mean, it's a 12-inch aura that you have to be within. I think with clever positioning, you can make it work.
Yeah, or I could just pay a 5-point tax on all my units, lose the feel no pain, but always have objective secure.
Yeah, but then you lose all the melee weapons and all the upgrades.
Hold on. So I believe it's only one per. Yeah, it's only one per entire unit can take a Power Fist, Power Weapon, or Thunderhammer. So you're still just rocking a Chainsword on every guy, and then one model can have the additional melee weapon, which every Intercessor unit can already take a Thunderhammer, Power Fist, or Power Weapon on the Sergeant. So there's actually no upside to this unit, other than the fact they have a 6 that feel no pain, or OC0. I actually think this is a fundamentally flawed unit.
I am gonna check on that, because I think that you can. Because how many attacks?
No, I got it right here. I have it right here on this. This is 35 models. One can replace with a grenade launcher. One model can replace a bolt rifle. Wait. Yeah, one model can replace its bolt rifle or Sardi's chainsword for one of the following: Power Fist, Power Weapon, Thunderhammer.
Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yep, I agree, because even on the chainswords with the regular Intercessor squads, you get an additional attack with the chainsword.
Yeah, they're functionally identical units. Like, and these guys are 5 points less, yes, but you basically.
They're actually not. I misquoted that one.
Oh no! Okay, these guys are unplayable. I thought maybe they're cheaper. You get to bring the chaplain for free if you bring enough units to counteract it. Or if you're already bringing a chaplain, you might bring them. No, they're actually just worse. I would steer away from these. We're not going to dwell on them too long. We're going to talk about the ones I think that could be playable, which are the Death Company Marines. They have all the same problems I just mentioned, but each time the unit makes an attack, gets sustained hits 1 if they're below starting strength, and sustained hits 2 if they're below half. I think that if you're going to play them, this is the variation that you're going to play.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah. Because they also, any number of models in this unit can replace their chainswords with Power Fist or Power Weapons. And it's free. And yeah, these guys, I believe, are more expensive than their Primaris counterparts. But they also can just kit out the squad infinitely more. And they also have, a relevant, if you're going to bring some Death Company, this is the Death Company you're probably going to bring.
Which is pretty, standard based on last edition, too. Yep. No one ran the Intercessors. Yeah. Everyone ran the first one.
They're just so similar to normal Marines, you're just better off taking them, now at least. We do have the jump pack variants. These are also ones you can take because they reroll charge rolls, and they have a lot of the upsides, just like their counterparts, where they can take all the weapons. So you might bring these guys, you might bring the on foot ones. These are the two that you'll bring. You won't bring the Primaris ones, I don't think.
Yeah.
They're just with jump packs. You got the points, you'll probably bring them. They're pretty good.
Yeah, I think that anytime that I play my Blood Angels, I'm probably going to be rocking at least one squad of Death Company Marines with Asteroth. I mean, that is 230 points for 20 devastating, actually more than that, 25 devastating wounds with a weapon skill of 3, AP 1 damage. Not
Yep.
bad.
Furioso Dreadnoughts. These are like the staple, like this is the cool dread thing they do, or one of the many cool dread things they do. He's got impact hits, so on like he adds like 2 to the result if he made a charge move. But on a 4/5, he does D3. On a 6, he does 3 flat. You get +2 if you made a charge move. Yeah, he's a Dreadnought. He's probably pretty cheap. He's nothing crazy though. I think he's okay.
Yeah, he's 165. I think I would rather have a Death Company Dreadnought, to be honest with you, for just 30 extra points. But
30 extra points is a lot though.
it is. And I've been tinkering with a lot of list building lately, and I always come out with like a 20 or 30 point difference. Or I'm at like 1970 or like
Yeah,
1980.
it's good filler for the next upgrade.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to Gabriel Seth. I like this guy. He can run and he gives advance and charge to he joins. And each time add 1 to the attached characters of Blood Reavers for every 5 miles within 6 inches. It's just a cool thing. He just gets more attacks. He's strength 8, AP 2, damage 3, so he's a good profile. I think this is actually the best profile we've seen of all of the Blood Angel characters so far. Because it's a flat damage 3, it's strength 8, and it's matching the same AP. He is 1 less attack, but I believe he's sustained hits over his counterparts.
Yeah,
So
and
makes
I
him a little
mean,
better.
he gets the +1 attack for each 5 units within 6 inches of the model. Not ones that he's in combat with, just each enemy model that
Each enemy.
within
Yep.
6 inches. Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Same problem as last time though. He joins very generic units that are kind of lame. So he makes me less enthused about that, but I think he's cool. And if any of these units end up being playable, like the assault squads, heck, you might bring him.
Yep.
Lim Marty's. This is one of my absolute favorite chaplain models. This guy's just sick.
Yeah, he is.
His stat line pretty decent on melee. The Blood Crozius, lethal hits, strength or 5 attacks, weapon skill 2+, strength 6, AP 2, damage 2. And he subtracts 1 from damage characters just from units he's leading. And then he also gives lethal hits. I think he's great. I think this, if you're going to play a chaplain, you're going to bring Death Company Jump Marines, this is the chaplain you're probably going to end up bringing.
Yeah, I think I'm running both, to be honest with you. But
Fair.
I'm a hero hammer type of guy, so
Yeah. No, I think he's good though. I think he's fantastic.
I am pleasantly pleased with the chaplains.
Yeah.
So.
Librarian Dreadnought. He gives a psychic aura of psychic hood, basically 5 up, feel no pain against mortals done from psychic attacks. So it's a 5 up instead of a 4 up, but it's just a 6-inch aura from him. And then once per turn, in your movement phase, at the end of your movement phase, 1 psychic from your army within this ability is use it. If it does, roll 1d6 on a 1. That psychic suffers D3 on a 2+. Friendly starters within 12, selected on the battlefield. They go up and then down. They deep strike. It's pretty good.
It took away my flying dreadnought.
I mean, it's supposed to be the same thing. You're supposed to use it on himself, and then he teleports, and it's like he moved.
Well, okay, so I think you missed one thing. Select 1 friendly Adeptus Astartes
infantry. I didn't see the infantry part. You are correct.
They took it away from me.
That is rough.
Yep.
He has like okay psychic though. He has that sustained hits D3 thing, where it's like extra attacks, and it's pretty good. Like man, if you hit that 6, oh buddy, are you taking a freaking wallop from his psychic?
Yep.
He's like fine. He's got the same problem that most dread characters have. They can't be protected anymore, so they're pretty mediocre.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, moving on to Sanguinor Guard. These guys, I believe, are also just worse in my opinion. While they're with your Warlord, which a lot of your characters can't join units, It's really awkward. They get -1 to wound, and then -1 to hit in melee. So, like, that's fine. Their blades also got worse. Now they're all just one profile. Strength 5, AP 2, 2 damage, which is fine. Power Fist of Strength 8, AP 2, 2 damage. I think that's also good. And then if you bring a banner, you get an extra OC. I like these guys, but I'm way less... I think they were much better than the last edition.
Yeah, they were very good in the last edition, though. So
yeah, I do want to check one thing though. I wanted to see.
So here's my gripe with Sanguinary Guard. Just 5 of them, just 5 is 215 points.
Yes, this is the problem.
It's so expensive.
So we were talking about this earlier in a chat separate to this. That somebody brought up the fact that strike squads are also a 2-up save now, have a psychic attack, have good melee, very comparable, if not equal, we'll say. We'll say it's comparable. To Sanguinary Guard for like 135 for 5 with a 2-up save, because strike squads just have a 2-up save now.
Yeah.
Better OC baseline without the Sanguinary banner, but the banner's free, so like net neutral. So that just hurt. That just all around hurt. Yeah, I'm not enthused with these guys.
You want to know what I just realized?
What's up?
I know Dante is a chapter master, but he doesn't have the captain keyword at all.
Yep, because captains and chapter masters are different in the lore. If it makes like. A chapter master was a captain, but now they're called a chapter. It's like okay, it's like very like side grade territory. Yeah, I read this too, and I was like, you can't do it with Dante, still.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at keywords earlier. We already talked about the Sanguinary Priest. We're gonna move on. He basically just gives bonus AP and a 5-up feel no pain. It's good if you could join units. It'd be really good if you could join good units. The Sanguinor, he is a lone operative, great start. He's got decent melee attacks with devastating wounds. But the big thing is he can heroic intervene from reserves, which
one of my favorite abilities.
Yeah, it's
all
sick.
30K.
He's pretty cheap now. I think you said how many points? 100 and some?
Yeah, the Sanguinor, he's 160, and
Yeah.
for what he does, I think it's very worth.
Yeah. It does rely on your opponent making a charge to be good, but I think it's good. I think it's got play.
Yep.
I think it's cool. I think it's good. I think it's fun to play.
I think almost anything that has devastating wounds just built into it is strong, and he fights first. Like he's just strong. He's strong all around.
He's okay. Taiko the Lost. This is the Taiko that has already fallen to the Black Rage. He can declare a charge with his unit that he advances in a turn in which they advance. He has the Black Rage, so he needs a chaplain nearby to make him OC1. And then he's destroyed by melee attack on a 2... if it contains an Lord, add 2. On a 2 to 3, that unit suffers 3 mortal wounds. On a 4 to 5, they suffer D3 plus 3. And on a 6, is D6 plus 3 mortal wounds. I like this guy. He's not as, take a wound, get all pumped up. But, man, if he goes down, he has taken some people with him.
Yep.
And I'm kind of into that. I also like that he can advance in charge of the unit. And he joins Death Company Marines. I'm all about it. And then we have the Sanguinary Priest with Jump Pack, which I want to double check just one thing. Yeah, okay, cool. He doesn't do anything. I was hoping he would join something cool, but nope. He is pretty underwhelming as well, just like the other 2 Sanguinary Priests, just because of the units they can join. So winners of this, I gotta say, I think the only real winner of this is the Sanguinor.
I would put Gabriel Seth up there.
Gabriel Seth's okay. It's just the lackluster units that he can join. Also, he was a beast in the last codex. He just could use only flesh terrors.
Well, he's still only flesh terrors.
Yeah, but that matters a lot less now. Wait,
Yeah.
no, he's not.
Yes, he is. Read his next page. He cannot be. You cannot have any epic heroes from Blood Angels in a
Oh,
uni.
sure,
And not one of them.
sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That still pertains, but it doesn't lock you out of the stratagems and stuff of Blood Angels, which I believe the problem
Sure.
was
Yep.
for the last one. I believe it messed up a lot of your army abilities and stuff, and that was the problem. Yeah, I'm honestly him and maybe Asteroth are probably my two favorite of the whole book so far. A lot of stuff needs to be seen. I am just kind of underwhelmed by their melee, but we will see.
I'm I'm a fan of both chaplains, Lim Marty's and Asteroth, as well as the Sanguinor. I'm a big
Yeah.
fan.
Oh, you know what? I did forget Lim Marty's. He is good.
Yep.
He is playable. I think if you're going to bring Death Company, you're gonna bring Lim Marty's, and I think he is. I think baseline he is good. I forgot about him. He is just good. Subtracting 1 damage is great. He joins Death Company with jump packs. He just like does everything you want him to do. I think he's good. I lied.
Yep.
Yep. Death Company with jump packs are also probably the best Death Company unit. Pretty close with normal Death Company just because of who can join them and whatnot. Yeah.
It's a 25-point difference between the jump packs and the nons. So
Yep. They're very expensive. They are very expensive, but they reroll charges and stuff. I think they got a lot going for them.
yeah, you deep strike them and then you reroll the charge out of deep strike.
Yep. Can be good. Can be very, very good. Okay, well, thank you all for joining us at Skill Check, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace.